We're back again on Lutherans Alive, today with Bud Longfellow from the Ingomar United Methodist Church, talking about the Seekers Ministry, helping people to network and find meaningful employment when they find themselves in that position of great need. Bud, thanks again for taking the time to come in and share this interesting and, of course, very important ministry. We opened the program by reminding ourselves southwestern Pennsylvania has gone through a lot of transition and quite a bit of significant change over the recent decades. And I'm sure a lot of people would have appreciated having this kind of ministry available to them at the time. Mm-hmm. As we went into the break, the last break, we were talking a little bit about how meaningful it is for people to be able to participate and to find a place in the network. To be able not only to find the help that they need, but also from time to time to provide the information that someone else may be able to need. And you're at the heart of that in terms of coordinating, making it organized, I guess, and accessible to people. So that's a pretty important position to be in. And before the program, you were telling me a couple of stories at least about situations that you've been a part of. And I was hoping to give you a chance to share some anecdotes of how important people find these meetings and their level of willingness to participate.
Surely. We have had just a tremendous array of experiences, and the quality and the number of really great people who have come through the program. It's just amazing. And the level of response they give to everybody else around the table. There is a camaraderie. It's almost like a football team that comes together. They just love each other and support each other as thoroughly as they can. On one occasion at Ingomar United Methodist Church in this area, there was a lightning strike and power went out in this broad area. And we were in a basement level room, nice room, but in a lower level where there were no windows or whatever. And it was after dark anyway. We go from 7 to 9 in the evening, typically, sometimes 10 now. But anyway, the lights went out and everybody sitting around the table wanted to continue. The process was working. They didn't want to stop. Somebody had the bright idea to take their cell phone, open it up, and let the light shine. Pretty soon, another candle, all these cell phones were enough to light the room, and that meeting went on for an hour and a half on cell phone batteries. Just an amazing experience. Yeah. I thought for sure we were going to have to close it down, but they didn't and wouldn't close down.
Now, when you're making that kind of progress and there's a light in your life, it's worth sticking it out.
That's for sure. Yeah. The one thing that we do, by the way, I hadn't mentioned this before, but during our program, as I say, everybody is supporting each other. But when we come to the end of the program, we always close with a prayer. And we close regardless. As I've said earlier, we've had people from the Jewish faith, people from the Muslim faith, people who are atheists or whatever, but they respect our desire to do that. And we've found that to be a very heartwarming and fulfilling experience as well.
I think anytime folks can have that opportunity, whether they've anticipated it or initiated it for themselves, in a meaningful situation like that, it can really be a very touching experience. We were talking before as well, but about folks who may not be in the prime of their lives or in the most advantageous situation, but that they can still plug into this kind of ministry and find something that will help lift them from whatever their dire circumstances were. Why don't we take the time now to
talk about
share that?
Surely. As a matter of fact, we've had people from high school graduates recently, all the way up through senior citizens, that full range. And unfortunately, in this recent downturn, there have been a lot of people that are in the middle-aged to 50 to 60 range. And everybody that comes in from that age range comes in with this idea that, well, I'm getting too old, I'm not going to be able to find a job. It's an issue. It very much is.
Good deal of skepticism.
Very much so. Well, the first thing we try to do is to totally defeat that mentality by virtue of the positive things we try to do. And we do a lot of discussion of that. We look at the job loss, like the loss of a member in the family through death. And you go through the 7 stages of grief. And if you don't handle those 7 stages, then you're in trouble. We spot people who are having trouble, and we will make efforts to have private one-on-one interviews. I probably spend 3-4 times a week I'm out interviewing with people. I have 2 set up yet this week. And all of our other facilitators are doing absolutely the same thing. So we are administering to people and helping them get over these hurts, the damage to the ego and so on. And we keep after those people that are older. So we had a fellow that was like 64, and he was working for a period of 2 years trying to get a job into Westinghouse Nuclear, and he was determined to get in there. Fantastic guy, and he didn't hold back. He kept pushing. He finally found himself that job. So we've encouraged that kind of persistence. You know, it takes a good attitude. It takes preparation. It takes a lot of preparation. It takes perseverance, and you need to be able to get out and get it done. And we teach them how to do that, or we help them get the tools so they can.
And it sounds like it takes a healthy measure of also being willing to coordinate and cooperate with others.
Oh my!
If you really want to get the job done. Sometimes it's bigger than you are, and knowing the right person or having the right information can really make a big difference.
At one point back a couple of months ago, Kennemetal had some significant layoffs out in Latrobe area. We had people from Kennemetal coming all the way over to Ingomar United Methodist for our meetings because they had heard about it, and once they were there, they loved it. And so that was one of the reasons we decided to open a facility out in Greensburg, which is fairly close to Latrobe, so that they could have a place to meet, and we would facilitate that startup. So we have people within our group that have graduated that have gone on to be facilitators. And so if there's another group out there who wants to start a job networking group, we can provide all the tools that they need and training that they need. And they're all given access to our website.
You kind of anticipated my question. You named earlier on in the program several of the sites and where they're located. And I was going to ask if there's an area, say in Springdale or somewhere down south or wherever that there isn't a group already located. It's not a closed group. It's not the kind of thing you have to buy a franchise.
Not at all.
It's a ministry that people want to help people.
We don't take ownership in the sense that we want to control it and keep it tight. This is God's work, not ours. And any church in the area who wants to start something like this, we'll be glad to help them.
Well, we'll be happy to help as we can by having information on the screen, and we hope we have helped by having you be here today to help tell the story. We have come to the end of our program. I just want to again say thank you for taking the time.
It's been my pleasure
to come out and share. It's been a joy to hear about the ministry, and we wish you God's blessings and continued success.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for being with us.
Appreciate the time.
Thank you for being with us today on Lutherans Alive. We hope you've enjoyed this opportunity to hear about a grassroots ministry that has grown in many ways and reaches out to help many people to find that important place in their lives again where life is meaningful and God's blessings are rich and full. Thanks for being with us. Until next time, this is Lutherans Alive. Good day, and God bless you.